Instead of suffering through the YouTube chat, click like and subscribe. All right, well, we've got Ashante Thee Adonis, no longer with WWE. His contract expired. And Karrion Kross and Scarlett say they are also no longer with WWE. Although there is certainly skepticism that Kross and Scarlett won't return to WWE. But Ashante is gone.
Ashante's gone, yeah. The deal with Ashante, you remember when they were doing all those cuts 3 months ago?
We thought he was cut then.
I thought he was cut. I thought he was getting a call any day. And I guess what happened was he was going to get cut, and then they kind of realized that if they cut him, they would pay him for 90 days, which would have ended this week. But and then they found out his contract ends this week. So
may as well keep him around.
Well, I mean, the deal is,
although he didn't do much,
he did nothing. No, they it wasn't that. It's like, why, from a publicity standpoint, and from a, whatever, it sounds so much better when his contract expires than you fire a guy whose contract's not up. So they allowed the man's contract to run out roughly the same week that if they had fired him then, they'd have stopped paying him, within 90 days. So it all worked out. I mean, it was essentially when they were making the list of guys or the things to do, he was on that list, and they broke up him and Carmen Petrovic after spending all that time getting him together with no real angle. And, well, I mean, he screwed up for a couple of weeks, and then they broke him up, and then he was pretty much done. And, now he's officially no longer with the company. And Karrion Kross, it's one of those things. I mean, it's definitely being kept quiet. It's a weird one. There's way too much talk, and the nature of the talk makes me think that it's there's more to it. What's he saying that they gave him an insulting offer? I mean, they gave him an offer, and he didn't sign as of this week. He may be a free agent. He may, I know that he's doing a tour right now, or not tour, but he's doing a lot of media because his book came out on Tuesday. And the people who are doing interviews with him are being told that, first of all, they're basically the people, it's not WWE that's sending him on the tour. It's ECW Press. And they basically said, you cannot ask any questions regarding his contract situation, WWE situation. He doesn't really talk about in his interviews. He talks about his life, not the WWE part of his life that much. So, the belief in WWE is that he's going to be back. But, we'll see. And again, okay, it's one of those things where they are not telling anyone anything, but everyone's pretty skeptical. You know what I mean? It's like, are they working the boys on this if he comes back? You could say yes, but it's also one of those things where it's not like they're being fooled. It's not like guys are coming and going like, oh, no, he's really gone. I mean, no one is saying that. They just are like, we don't know, and whatever. That's kind of it. We don't know. But we figure he's going to be back. And we kind of figure it's an angle, but we don't really know. So that's kind of where it stands. So,
well, he said, I expressed interest in renegotiating early January with WWE. I think it's crazy, preposterous that anyone would think that I wouldn't want to be here or go somewhere else. It's frustrating because you express your interest to say and be here and do things. I'm not going to beg. Many months have gone by. We never had a single conversation until recently. I don't even feel like the conversation I've had recently was an actual serious one. Conversation made me really angry. I just didn't feel like it was a real conversation. There really wasn't anything that was discussed of real substance. Actually, it didn't make me angry, didn't make me upset, just profoundly disappointed me, because I think about this business probably differently than the person I was speaking to because of the nature of what I do.
Yep.
He said he was not happy with how that all went down.
Yep.
So he and Scarlett both say they're looking for bookings, so... I mean, we'll know more soon because I'm sure people are asking like crazy today.
Well, here's the thing: if they're doing a work, they'll do bookings. It's not like, you know what I mean? It's not like they would, if they're doing it, you would do bookings. You wouldn't go. You would do stuff to make it. If you're doing it to do the Ron Killings, but this time it's an angle, which is what most people think this is. Okay, if you're actually going to do that, you have to take bookings, because if you don't, and if you go to TNA, everyone's going to go, you're going to TNA. That's bullshit. So they have to do some indies. Okay, now if they go to WCW, AEW. If they go to AEW, okay, then it's real.
Sure.
Okay, yeah, for sure, because that's the one they wouldn't let him do. But anywhere else, I would think that if they were going to do this as a way to heat him up, look at what Heyman said on the Ariel Helwani show just the other day. He's going to, there was a comparison to Steve Austin. You don't say that to a guy who Nick Khan, is going to go to and just give a bad offer to and not really try to sign. Those two things don't add up. So
if you love this show, you should consider signing up at WrestlingObserver.com. WrestlingObserver.com has every show that we have ever done. Over 15,000 podcasts in the archives, dating back to 2005. Searchable by show, searchable by year. Perhaps the first show you ever watched was 2008 WrestleMania? Well, you can head into the archives and you can find the podcast we did, all built around the 2008 WrestleMania. Every major show, whether it be WWE, AEW, we covered it all. 15,000 archived shows at WrestlingObserver.com. Also, when you subscribe, you get full access to the Wrestling Observer newsletter. There's a new Observer every Friday. And on top of that, we have thousands and thousands of archived issues of the Observer dating back to 1991. So again, WrestleMania 2008, go to the archives, search WrestleMania 2008, read all of the issues surrounding that show. Of course, Wrestling Observer newsletter, 40,000 words of news and information on pro wrestling and mixed martial arts every single week. New issue comes out every Friday. New back issue comes out every Monday. You also get the discussion board. One of the best discussion boards on the internet. It's members only. If you're going to troll, well, you got to pay to troll, and there aren't too many of those. And if you cause too much trouble, you're out of there. So if you want a great place to discuss professional wrestling, it is the board. Also available as a subscriber at WrestlingObserver.com. The whole package, all of the new shows, all of the archived shows, all of the new issues of The Observer, all of the archived editions of the newsletter, all of the past episodes of Wrestling Observer Radio, Wrestling Observer Live, The Brian and Vinny Show, Figure Four Daily, Filthy Four Daily, The Board, all of it, just $14.99 per month. The full shebang. And you can save a lot of money getting an annual subscription. A full year, you basically get 2 months free. So check it out, WrestlingObserver.com, everything you'll ever need as a fan of professional wrestling. Check it out today, F4WOnline.com.